Hi guys, welcome to Don't Trust What You See. In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about my reaction to Sam Smith's new song, Unholy, and that's going to be in the link down below if you did want to check that out. We're also going to be talking about this week's biggest stories, Candace, Owens, and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter. We're also going to be talking about Trump's administration wants to sue CNN for comparing him to Hitler, which I completely agree with. We're also going to be talking about Vice Chair of the Treasury Department's new Racial Equality Committee wants to defund the police. All of that and more in this episode of Don't Trust What You See.
I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
Okay, so in the first segment of this video, we're actually going to be talking about the news, the biggest news. So we're going to be talking about transgenders going into the opposite sex's bathroom or gender neutral bathrooms like H&M and other stores have. Now, a lot of people say, oh my God, why are you being transphobic? Because I don't care. I don't care. These people think that I care about their opinions. I really do not. I don't at all. Teammates say that they are uncomfortable changing in the locker room with trans UPenn swimmer Leah Thomas. I completely agree. Why? Why would we feel uncomfortable with a guy being in the girls' bathroom? Why would we feel uncomfortable with a guy being in the girls' changing room, seeing girls naked? Why would we feel uncomfortable about that? Oh my God, wait a second. That's almost because of the fact that it's the opposite gender looking at your naked body. Wow. Oh my God. So just because Leah Thomas now classifies as a girl or a woman, what is a woman? Why not have Leah Thomas on the girls on the girls swimming team? Why not have Leah Thomas go in the girls changing room? Because it's not right. It's not right for a guy to compete against girls. Any day of the week, a bodybuilder can go and out-compete a girl bodybuilder any day of the week. It does not matter. Guys have something called testosterone, which makes us stronger, faster. Girls have something called estrogen, which produces boobs, and it does other stuff for the body. But that's besides the point. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. And apparently I'm not a biologist, so I shouldn't even know this information. Leah Thomas is a guy. He always will be a guy, and he is a guy currently. I don't care. Okay, I mean, I really don't care. Leah Thomas is a guy. Why is a guy competing on a girls' swimming team? This is because he sucked so bad when he used to be on the guys' swimming team. So he had no other choice but to classify as a girl, take some estrogen, and pretend as though that makes him a woman. It does not. Taking a couple pills does not make you the opposite gender. Taking a couple pills does not classify me as an attack helicopter. And that being said, my pronouns are MAGA/King. Now, if you don't respect that, you're the bigot. Moving on. Leah Thomas has now outcompeted a lot of the people on the team. So somebody on the team said that it's very upsetting because Leah doesn't seem to care how it makes anybody else feel. The 35 of us just are supposed to accept being uncomfortable in our own space in the locker room for the feelings of one. This school was so forced on making sure Leo was okay and doing everything they possibly could for him. They say it her in the article, it's him, that they didn't even think about the rest of us. The teammate told Daily Mail. The swimmer, my Boston accent's coming out. The swimmer said that Thomas, quote, seems like she enjoys all the attention the controversy has brought her. Me too. I mean, I enjoy the controversy that I got too. But, I mean, that's not the only thing going on in the girls' swimming teams, girls' teams in general. We also have this story in Vermont. Girls' volleyball players are banned from the locker room after objection to transgender student. I completely stand in solidarity with those other teammates, those girl teammates. Officials at Vermont High School are reportedly investigating whether the girls harassed the transgender student. What world do we live in? We're allowing guys to go in girls' changing rooms, and then now we're investigating the girls for harassing the guy? How? Why? Why is this such a backwards world? It does not make any sense. Female students at a Vermont high school had, quote, reportedly been banned from using the girls' locker room after objecting to a transgender student changing there. Members of Randolph Union high school girls volleyball team was banned by school officials from using the locker room pending an investigation after some members objected to a biological male, which we don't even have to add biological. We just say male because male can only be a guy. There's no girls being a male. It can only be a male, changing with them. One of the female students told WCAX-TV that the dispute began with the transgender student made an inappropriate comment at the volleyball team as the volleyball team was changing in the locker room, triggering an incident between the students. Whoa, okay, so who harassed who? The transgender guy who has biological like cells inside of his brain to like a girl is seeing girls naked and now makes an inappropriate comment, and now a situation forms inside of the locker room. That's awkward. That's disgusting. And according to this article, he wasn't even changing in the locker room. So stupid. He just wanted to be there to see the girls change. Wow. What a convenient thing. Now, you know what else is a convenient thing? Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is an evil, evil corporation. And we can all agree. But you know what they're doing now? They're endorsing transgender hormone therapy in Nashville, Tennessee. Planned Parenthood is, quote, Nashville Health Center, quote, offers the following services specifically for clients who need transgender hormone therapy. 18 years or older, we offer in-person or telephone hormone replacement therapy appointments for patients 18 and older. For telephone health services, our Tennessee licensed providers may see patients from anywhere in the state as long as you are a patient in Tennessee. We are scheduling these virtual visits through our Nashville Health Center. Please go to blah, 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 blah. Our health center support and welcome clients regardless of sexual orientation, gender, identity, or biological sex, including but not limited to, of course, all of the other LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ. Okay, we are going to list them all out. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning intersex, demi-boy, blah, 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 blah. All the services are provided in a respectful and professional manner. Okay, is it respectful to mutilate somebody? Is it respectful to chop the genitalia off of a male? Is that respectful? No, it's not. But you know what else is very disrespectful? In women's locker rooms, you know how I said guys are allowed in girls' locker rooms now? A woman urges people to stay safe following uncomfortable encounter in unisex Paramark changing room. So, a shopper has spoken out about the potential dangers of having unisex changing rooms after a scary experience in Paramark. Catholic Kirby was in one of the clothing stores in Cambridge and had gone to the new unisex changing rooms when she was met with not just one, but two very uncomfortable situations. Charlotte has since warned other girls not to go in the changing rooms alone. Charlotte posted the video while she sat in her car after the incident occurred, still feeling emotional. She's crying in the video. We're going to be obviously watching the video. So let me get the video up, and we do have the video right here. If this would cooperate, it's saying to turn off my ad blocker. I don't even have an ad blocker on. Damn, you want every single penny from me, but you're not even going to cooperate. Come on, Cletus. Well, we can go on with this. Okay, so this is the thing, though. Even in stores near me, exactly, they have these unisex changing rooms. If I had the option, would not even use them because it doesn't even make any sense. I'm in the guys section, and now I have to go all the way to the girls to go in the unisex changing room. That's just laziness because they don't want to have two different changing rooms open. It's just stupid. Now, we do have the video up, so let's watch it now.
I probably shouldn't be doing this when I'm still emotional, but I feel like I need to get the word out there. So I was just in Primark in Cambridge, and I feel really stupid being emotional about this, but yeah, I was trying on some clothes, and it was a unisex changing room, which I'm really for, and I love that because...
Okay, so let's pause right here. She just encountered 2 situations inside of this unisex changing room, and she still is for unisex changing rooms. Why? Because the mainstream media has really forced this on everybody and really is pushing the idea that guys can be girls and girls can be guys, and transgenders can go in the same exact bathroom as the opposite sex, the same exact changing room. We are so on the same on this manipulated level that even if you did encounter something really, really bad and tragic to you, to you don't even care because of the fact that you're sitting here and you're still so manipulated from the media. Let's move on.
You know, it makes everyone feel included. But twice, 2 men opened the curtain, walked in on me. Luckily, both times I was wearing fully clothed, but I could easily not have been. It was 2 different people, clearly from the same group, and there was probably 100 changing rooms available. So it's not like, you know, it was like always someone in here or not. It was, you know, clearly. The first time it was like as they walked in they did it, and then the second time was one of them said to the other one, oh, like, have you tried it on, like, can I see? And then he opened it, and both times like I was so shocked and I was like, oh, sorry, like as if it was my fault. I have to say though, Primark have been amazing. They were really, really good about it. They have walked me back to my car and everything because I was scared. Apparently it's not the first time it's happened. And
see, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is not the first time that it happened. This is not the first time that it happened. Let me repeat this again. This is not the first time that it happened in this very store, in this very location, and we're still allowing this to happen. Open up the guys' changing rooms and the girls' changing rooms, because things like this keep happening. And it's truly disgusting. People do not feel comfortable with changing in the opposite sex. I would not feel comfortable in changing in front of a girl that I don't know, a stranger. I would not feel, and the girl would not feel comfortable changing in front of me. And I would not mind. I would not even blink an eye. That's the normal. You don't just change in front of the opposite sex strangers and just call it a day. That's exactly why we don't have urinals out in the open, in the public, because you don't do that. Like, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's truly horrifying that these stores are allowing girls to go in the guys' bathrooms and guys to go in the girls' bathrooms, even the changing rooms. Now, let's dig into exactly why girls teams should stay girls teams, and they should not go and let guys on the girls team. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So these are the numbers. Earlier in December, University of Pennsylvania swimmer Leah Thomas crushed the competition and broke 2 female national records at the Zippy International. And Thomas wins automatically qualified the swimmer for the national championship meet in Atlanta in March 2020. The problem? Thomas is biologically a guy, okay, and is a guy at this very moment. In September, Aaliyah McLean won the MMA debut in the second round upon using a rear naked choke against Clinny Provost. McLean is the second transgender woman to compete in the MMA and said, I want to pick up the mantle that Fallon put down. For reference, Fallon Fox is a transgender MMA fighter who fractured an opponent's skull in 2014. We have these transgender guys going into MMA fights with girls. We have a transgender that broke and fractured an opponent's skull in 2014. Can we let that sit in? We have an MMA fighter that's a guy fighting girls that fractured a girl's spine. And you want this to continue? Disgusting. Progressives hailed these victories has progress for the trans community. And Thomas stated in an interview with the Swam that the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, guidelines for intersex and trans athletes are fair. Of course, therein lies two questions. What are the guidelines and what are they for? In fact, fair. Let's find out. In 2004, the IOC required transgender athletes to undergo gender reassignment surgery to compete in their preferred gender category. Then those guidelines were updated in 2015 to remove the surgery requirement. Instead, transgender athletes had to reach a testosterone level threshold of no more than 10 nmol per liter if they wanted to compete in women's sports. However, earlier in 2021, the IOC further refined its guidelines to remove the testosterone threshold requirement and allow intersex federations to establish requirements. The guidelines state that the IOC is therefore not in a position to issue regulations to define eligibility criteria for every sport, discipline, or event across the very different national jurisdictions in sports systems. In other words, there's no longer universal guidelines when it comes to trans athletes. Still, while there is no longer universal guidelines, the National Collegiate Athlete Association, the NCAA, has rules for trans athletes competing in college sports. Specifically, NCAA guidelines state that if a male wants to compete in women's sports, he must first complete 1 year of testosterone suppression medication. Unfortunately, that therapy doesn't level the playing field, obviously. According to a recent study by the British Journal of Medicine on the effect of gender-affirming hormones on an athlete performance among transgender women and transgender men. Even after 2 years of hormone treatment, trans women were still 12% quicker than their female counterparts, trans women being an actual guy. Furthermore, a study published in the Journal of Endocrine Practice found that only 1/4 of trans girls that transition to, trans women, so actual guys, treated with oral ceprolone, a testosterone blocker, and oral estrogen therapy could lower their testosterone levels to the usual female psychologic range. Indeed, the study found that 75% of trans women, guys that are girls or pretending to be girls, fail to suppress their testosterone through medical intervention alone. Another study by sports scientist Tommy Lundberg and published in the National Library of Medicine found that trans women, guys that are pretending to be a girl generally retain their strength levels after 1 year and maintain an edge in strength over cis women. Cis women being actual girls. Woman. What is a woman? Lundberg stated to the DW, Daily Wire. The big problem right now is that the hormone therapy itself doesn't really remove the advantage to an extent that you can claim that fairness has been achieved. Okay? And actually, the IOC states that the overriding objective is and remains the guarantee of fair competition. That's what they say in their guidelines. So what's the problem right now? They don't go hand in hand. Indeed. In another PubMed study released in early 2021, researchers found that the performance gaps between males and females become significant at puberty. Pointedly, it concluded longitudinal studies examining the effects of testosterone suppression on muscle mass and strength in transgender women, fake women, constantly show very modest changes, where the loss of lean body mass, muscle area, and strength typically amounts to approximately 5% after treatment. Thus, after 12 months of treatment. Thus, the muscular advantage enjoyed by transgender fake woman is only minimally reduced when testosterone is suppressed. Sports organizations should consider this evidence when reassessing current policies regarding participation of transgender women in female category of sport. After Leah Thomas dominated the 200-meter freestyle with a time of 1:43, the swimmer allegedly bragged that it was so easy. I was cruising. Further, One of Thomas's teammates said about females competing against Thomas, they feel so discouraged because no matter how much work they put in, they're going to lose. Usually, they can get behind the blocks and know that they outtrained all their competitors, and they're going to win and give back, give it their all. Now, they're going to have to go behind the blocks, knowing no matter what, they have no chance of winning. They have absolutely no chance of winning. Why? Because of the fact that you are up against a guy. Not a cis guy, an actual guy. Not a transgender woman, a guy. That's the only thing that he could possibly be, a guy. Indeed, while progressive language argues that allowing transgender women, fake women, to compete in their chosen gender's sports promotes, quote, fairness and inclusion, the above scientific studies show that transgender women, fake women, maintain a biological advantage over cis women, real women, even after prolonged hormone therapy. Consequently, allowing transgender women, fake women, to compete in women's sports, what is a woman, promotes inequality and exclusion for biological women, real women. Before stating his career as a journalist, okay, whatever. So they're talking about the person that made this this article. So this is from CNS News, the right news right now. This is written by Katie Spence, a girl, a woman. So what does this say? What does this say? Let's break it down. This means, okay, and I'm looking you right in the face. This means that transgenders can only be the gender that they are, okay, because of the fact that there's biological differences between the two genders. Guys are more stronger than girls genuinely. Girls are less stronger than guys. Okay, they're more emotional than guys. There's biological differences between the two. Girls can have babies, women can have babies, guys cannot. Okay? Girls have the egg to produce the baby. Guys have the sperm. Okay? That's it. There's biological differences between the two genders, and if we do not say that there is biological differences between the two genders, we're neglecting the facts that we knew since the beginning of time. Since Jesus, or even before Jesus, the first person to ever walk on this earth realized. And now we're in 2022, and we're not realizing the simple fact that we knew since the beginning of time. Now, without further ado, let's get into a dozen takes. Because you know why? Because we're leaving that. Because you know why we are leaving this? On that note, because I proved my point. Now I'm going to let these people battle it out in the comments. Because I proved my point. So now guys, battle it out in the comments. What do you think? Because we saw what people think about Sam Smith being a non-biological girl I don't even think that whatever the hell Sam Smith is, a they, them, guy, girl, attack helicopter, whatever the hell Sam Smith thinks that he is. I saw the, quote, wrath of the left when I reacted to his disgusting Unholy video. What do you guys think about it? Leave it in the comments down below. Now, I said my opinion, okay? Guys should not compete against girls. I stand firm with my decision, and I will never change my opinion. So, let's head into the dozen takes.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love.
Okay, so our first article is actually from CNN. A man's last social media post read, okay, we're terrified. He's one of the victims of Hurricane Ian. Now, in this video, we're also going to be talking about Hurricane Ian a little bit, but, this is a very, very sad story. Mitch McConnell loved entertaining so much that he earned the nickname the mayor of Fort Myers Beach because of his welcoming nature, his daughter said. So, Percana, 74, died in Fort Myers Beach while he and his wife was trying to get to higher ground during Hurricane Ian. His daughter, Michelle Sukin, told CNN. Now, his wife, Mary, and his family are coping with the loss of their beyond beloved husband, father, and grandfather. When somebody new would come to town, he would meet them and welcome them and sit down, have a drink, and just welcome to the community. He was also the life of the party. He enjoyed his friends and spending time with them and celebrating their successes. The real magnitude of Hurricane Ian's death toll is still unknown. With more than 100 deaths in the southeast, a large majority of the of which were in Florida. According to CNN tally, residents across parts of Florida lost their homes and livelihoods, and others in hard-hit areas of the state and still dealing with some power outages and no clean running water. It's just sad. It really is. All of the deaths we have from Hurricane Ian, it's just disgusting. But moving on to the next CNN article, which is discussing. If you did not know about A Dozen Takes, we have CNN articles, MSNBC, NPR, Fox News, Breitbart, Daily Wire, AP. We have all these other articles because I want to see what all these other people are saying. But this article from CNN is just stupid. A Republican senator talked all around Donald Trump saying something racist. Oh my God, that's the headline. Now, what did Trump actually say? So this is what he actually said that was, quote, racist. It's just ridiculously stupid. It's just, so, let me see. So, I had this. What the heck happened to it? Okay, so Trump wrote on his platform, Truth Social, he wrote, and I quote, "Is Mitch McConnell approving all of these trillions of dollars of worth of Democrat-sponsored bills without even the slightest bit of negotiation because he hates Donald J. Trump? He knows I am strongly opposed to him, or he is doing it because he believes in the fake and highly destructive Green New Deal and is willing to take this country down with him. In any event, either reason is unacceptable. He has a death wish." Trump continued, "Must immediately seek help and advice from his China-loving wife, Coco Chow." So people are freaking out about this and saying that he's racist for calling Mitch McConnell's wife Coco Chow. So why are people freaking out about this? Somebody asked on Reddit, "How is Coco Chow a racist nickname?" They said, and I quote, "I agree that this has a, quote, racist vibe, but I can't put my finger on it." You can't put your finger on it, so it's not racist. It's just stupid. It's a nickname. It's just stupid. Listen, if somebody just comes up with a stupid nickname for you, how's that racist? Coco Chow, how is that racist? They can't even explain why that's racist because it's not racist. It's just stupid. Moving on to the MSNBC article. So we have Kanye Brown Jackson takes the Supreme Court conservative majority to school. What's going on? So as Tuesday's oral arguments over Alabama's new voting map showed, none of the other justices have begun their careers as impressively as Jackson. Of course, they're going to make her look so huge. Justin Kajari Brown Jackson has made it clear in the first days on the Supreme Court that she's not just any new justice. She's a justice who is ready to do what needs to be done. I have followed the court closely for most of my life, and I remember asking, blah, 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 okay? So, what did this court justice actually do? So, this quote, this justice actually, in the words of MSNBC, has began a career on the high court in the manner, and people are saying that they never saw this done in such a manner, and we are seeing from Jackson. So it's just very one-sided MSNBC. So obviously, most new justices take a bit of time before they start to get really sped up. Even if their votes matter, new justices genuinely take a while before their processes are really felt on the court, as this MSNBC writer wrote on Monday, allegedly. Though the current markup in the cases the justices are scheduled to hear could lead Justin on a different path. Just fair. She's taking a different path. So, this is just a pro piece all about the new justice. Of course, they are. Of course, MSNBC is going to be pushing this new justice that's Democrat, obviously. So, moving on to the next MSNBC article. Trump wants CNN punished for comparing him to Hitler. Good luck with that. That's their what's it called? Their highlight. So, there seems to be a lot of questions about my, quote, "I am not Hitler" lawsuit that has already been answered by my about my lawyer. Former President Donald Trump is not a Nazi. He is not, nor has it been reported that he is a member of the National Socialist Party. He is not, in fact, some sort of genetic copy. He is also not, in fact, some sort of genetic copy of Adolf Hitler to misappropriate dictions. This must be distinctively understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story I'm going to relate. So, Trump is suing CNN because of the fact that CNN just keeps saying that Trump is this horrible person. Trump is this Hitler type person. He's Nazi, stuff like that. We heard this from CNN lots of times. Now, when Trump goes to sue CNN, CNN says, I never said that. I never said that. Obviously, you said that. We all remember you saying that. We have you on record saying that. It's like, or if you don't say that directly, you indirectly say it. So you still say it. It's just stupid. So moving on to the next story, because that's just a stupid story. What happens if Putin decides to cut losses in Ukraine? So, I mean, I don't really think this is going to happen, but let's just see. So, according to NPR, many thousands of Russians are fleeing the country, trying to avoid being drafted to fight the war. Phony so-called elections in 4 Ukrainian provinces, which Russia now says that it's annexed, and are being mocked in capitals around the world, and on the battlefield, Ukraine keeps winning. So, where does this leave Putin? And what's going to happen if he decides to cut his losses and end the war? Why Russians might welcome a withdrawal. So, firstly, even though Russia appears to be on its heels, experts are not expecting Putin to back down from his aggressive stance. The conventional wisdom out there, including analysts in our country and around the world, is that Putin can't accept defeat. Michael McVaughn, former U.S. ambassador to Russia from 2012 to 2014, told NPR he will double down and fight till the end. He might even use nuclear weapons. So, I mean, we all know that that's on the possibility. He has not used nuclear weapons for a really long time. But why would Putin not use nuclear weapons? If he's losing a war, why is he going to look weak in front of his own people? He's not. He's going to use nukes and he's just going to bomb the place. It's just disgusting to see. So, moving on to our next story from NPR, Ian cut off residents of Florida, Pine Island, and they're just now taking the stock. So, this is just very devastating. I'm looking at a picture here. Okay. It's just disgusting. Like, look at this. The house. I just got the chills. The house, completely destroyed. If you're watching the audio version, these 2 Florida people are sitting inside of their house, or standing inside of their house, I should say, with their ceiling completely caved in. Completely. There's no roof on the house at all, and everything is everywhere throughout the whole entire house. The house is totaled. It's just devastated. Everything's everywhere, and it's truly a horrifying sight to see. So, according to NPR, Pine Island, Florida, is a barrier island off of Florida's southwest coast. Only has one link to the mainland. A bridge that heavily damaged by the Hurricane Ian is now impassable. A residence of the island has largely been cut off from the rest of the world since Ian made landfall last week. For them, the search for recovery effort is only the beginning. Those who evacuated only have one way back to survey what's left of their homes and possessions, a private boat. This is just disgusting too. If you're watching the audio version of this, this house is completely in water. Disgusting. So, like, look at this. Like, it's just devastating. Like, I hate seeing natural disasters. It just sucks. It really does. Like, seeing how emotional people are, seeing how badly these people were hurt. That's what made me want to donate. I donated, but hopefully it actually helps these people, because it's truly disgusting and horrifying to see. Truly is. I mean, it's just, I don't even have the words to explain how damaging, disgusting this really is, that this could happen in the world. It's a natural disaster. No natural disasters are actually really good, obviously, but it's just sad seeing. It really is. I don't know. There's stuff that you just cannot replace. And those things that you cannot replace might have been in the home. And it's truly sad to see. It's truly sad to hear. And hopefully they get the help that they need from the government. But moving on, Vice Chair of the Treasury Department's new Racial Equality Committee wants to defund the police. Oh my God. Wait a second. So let me get this straight. Joe Biden comes out a couple months ago and says, wait a second, we are not to defund the police. We are not defunding the police. Then the Vice Chair of Treasury Department's new Racial Equality Committee wants to defund the police. So this is what? So Vice Chair Felicia Wong authorized reports that argued police budgets should be reduced. A true equality means equality of outcome. Equality of outcome. Oh my God. People are so stupid. Equality of outcome is not something that is possible and is feasible in the real world. Picture this. Two people start from the exact same space, let's just say in a family, okay? Me and my sister start from the same exact place. Let me just... Okay. Really fast, okay? I just had to clean my nose. So, me and my sister start from the same exact place. I better myself. I do a lot of research. I do everything. I invest my money like I'm doing now. I'm investing my money. Okay? Let's just say this. Okay? I'm actually investing my money. But let's just say this for... what's it called? Like, let's just say for poop and giggles, okay? So, we start from the exact same place, okay? We start from this table right here. We start from this little spot right here. We're perfectly in the same exact spot. I do a lot of research. I research all these different companies I can invest in. I invest my money, okay? We make the exact same amount, let's just say $10,000 per year, which is really nothing, but let's just say, okay, $10,000 per year. So, $10,000 per year, me and my sister make, let's just say. And, okay, I start investing my money. I start making returns. My sister is over here spending everything that she's making. Slowly investing. One of the companies that I invested in goes big, okay? Goes up. I'm a little bit above her right now, okay? She has just the 10 grand that she makes per year, okay? Nothing bad, nothing good, okay? I invested my money. Now I have $30,000. Now, I have $30,000, okay, because I invested my money. I don't have any bills. Let's just say I don't have any bills, okay? I made 3 times the amount that I put in. Okay. I'm sitting here with $30,000. My sister's sitting here with $10,000. Let's just say that, okay? Let's just say, okay. Now, why is it fair for me to split my $30,000 in two? I keep $15,000 and I give my sister the other $15,000. Why is that fair to me? I did all the research. I invested everything. Why should it be the equality of outcome? Why? Why should I have to split my profits, my time, my money, my resources with you, the person that did not even do anything? Why? If you want equality of outcome, let's do the exact same stuff. Let you invest the same amount as me. Let me invest the same amount as you. It just does not make any sense. The equality of outcome is a complete lie, and it does not work in the real world. Now, of course, let's move on. North Korea woman arrested for allegedly attempting to castrate a 5-year-old stepson. This is exactly what I am against. Transgenderification of 5-year-olds or little boys, little girls, okay? This castrates them. I am against child castration 1,010%. If I can be more than 1,010%, I will sit here and formally say I 100% do not agree with castration of anyone under the age of 18. No one. Now, here's the thing. There might be a medical diagnosis that you need to be castrated, whatever. Okay? That's a different story, obviously. We never, ever, okay, make a rule and regulation for the lower class, for the lower group of people. We're not going to allow transgenders to go into okay, the other bathroom because of the fact that there's only less than 1% of the population being transgender. Okay, just like that. Now, a North Carolina woman was arrested and faces several charges after allegedly trying to castrate her 5-year-old stepson, according to authorities. This is disgusting. This pervert was arrested on Friday and charged with attempting murder, felony, child abuse, inflicting seriously bodily injury, miscellaneous castration, first-degree kidnapping, and 3 accounts of felony child abuse and with physical injury. This woman was taken to jail and given a $2 million secured bond, Fox 8 reported. For me, I would have put her bond on $1 billion. I would not put a price tag on the amount of bail and bond you would need to escape prison. Just like that, I would put every single person that ever raped somebody at a over $2 million bond. I would put the bond of anybody that killed anybody else at a way over that much too. Okay? Rape, anything, castration, or attempted castration in this case, it's just disgusting. Okay? This is the stupid pervert. Okay, and I'm not showing her name because it's just truly disgusting. Look at this person. Look at this person. Truly disgusting, truly evil. You deserve to rot in hell. You are going to hell. You have a one-way ticket to hell, and you're never going to escape hell. I hope that Satan personally does evil things to you, because he will. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting to see. We don't need to hear anything else for that pervert or against that pervert. So, moving on. Bidenomics sends United States national debt soaring past $31 trillion for the first time. So, the Biden administration caseless borrowing addiction has driven gross national debt past $31 trillion for the first time amid record inflation, rising interest rates, and fears of looming recession. Now, let's just erase the rising interest rates because of the fact that, yes, interest rates are rising under the Joe Biden administration. I can agree. But why is it rising? Because we need to cut the inflation rate. Interest rates are rising because it's been low for such a long time. So the United States public debt closed at $31.1 trillion on Monday, according to the Treasury Department data published Tuesday. The milestone comes as the Federal Reserve continues to hike interest rates to fight the high inflation in up to 40 years. And the government borrows money to finance tax cuts, even as it sends billions of taxpayer dollars offshore to Ukraine in aid. Why are we sending so much money to aid in Ukraine? I don't know. Why are we securing Ukraine's borders when we don't have secure borders? It just does not make any sense. It's just stupid. Why? We don't have secure borders. Why does Ukraine get secure borders? So, quote, too many people were competent in our debt path in part because rates were so low. So, the Congressional Budget Office, a United States federal agency that provides Congress with economics and budgetary analysis, has warned about America's mounting debt load under the Joe Biden administration, cautioning investors could lose confidence in the government's ability to repay what it owes, as Breitbart News reported. So, those worries, the Budget Office said, could cause interest rate to increase abruptly and inflation to spiral upward. The $31 trillion threshold poses a political problem for Joe Biden, which has pledged to seek a more sustainable fiscal path and reduce federal budget deficits by $1 trillion over a decade. And it also directly contracts Biden's claim in September 2021 that his $3.5 trillion spending agenda actually cost, quote, $0 because of his sure capable handling of taxpayer dollars. My Build Back Better agenda costs $0. A post from Joe Biden's Twitter account. Instead of wasting money on tax breaks, loopholes, and tax evasion for big corporations and the wealthy, we can make a once-in-a-generation investment in working America and add $0 to the national debt. That's his words. His message argued money was constantly wasted on, quote, tax breaks, loopholes, tax evasions, and needed to be redistributed to American workers as directed by his office. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget estimates Biden's debt addition has been nearly $5 trillion to deficits since he took since he took office. That projection includes Biden's signature $1.9 trillion economic stimulus bill, a variety of new congressionally approved stimulus innovatives, and student loan forgiveness plan that expected to cost taxpayers only nearly $400 billion over 30 years. So, this is from the Sung Won, an economic professor at a university, told the AP that it took this nation 200 years to pile up the first $1 trillion in the national debt, and since the pandemic, we've been adding to the rate of $1 trillion every quarter. Every single quarter, we've been adding $1 trillion. But in the first 200 years, it took $1 trillion. Truly disgusting that people are not paying attention to the national debt. But you know what they are paying attention to? Guns. So this homeowner who allegedly held a intruder at gunpoint and said that I won't, quote, let thugs and drugs take over this community. So let's just say a homeowner in Pritchland, West Virginia, who is a Republican candidate for District 28 House of Delegates, held an alleged intruder at gunpoint for 30 minutes Monday as he waited for police to arrive. 30 minutes. He waited 30 minutes for police to arrive. 30 minutes? It should not take 30 minutes for police to arrive. It's just disgusting. WSAZ identified the homeowner as Mark Ross, noting that the alleged intruder tried to get in several homes before ultimately targeting Ross's daughter's home. It so happened Ross's wife was in the daughter's house babysitting grandkids. Ross said that it made it even more special to me. They're not going to bother my grandbabies for sure. He grabbed a handgun and headed to his daughter's house, where he found the alleged intruder trying to enter via a basement door. Ross confronted the intruder, ordering him to get on the ground. The intruder was reluctant to obey at first, but ultimately got on the ground, where Ross held him at gunpoint for 30 minutes. Ross commented, I, for one, am not going to stand around and let thugs and drugs take over this community. So, Breitbart News spoke with Ross about the police response time and said, we live in a rural community, and from one end of our county to the other side, from east to west side where I live, it takes about an hour of travel. So the police response time was understandable, and 2 troopers arrived and were super kind and appreciated what I have done to hold the suspect for them. Ross added, we support our police 100%. No, I completely agree. I mean, putting this in understanding the situation a little bit better, you can see that the response time was understandable. I mean, I completely agree. So, Karine Jean-Pierre, let's talk about her. She's grilled as gas prices start to surge again. Wow, it's a lot more nuanced than that. That's according to her. So, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was grilled during Tuesday's press briefing over gas prices starting to surge again across the United States. Fox News correspondent Peter Ducey made the topic of rising gas prices an issue during the press briefing, reportedly pressing Jean-Pierre on the matter. You've said that the president was responsible for gas prices coming down. Is the president responsible for gas prices going up? So, it's a lot more nuanced than that, Jean-Pierre claimed. You know this. There have been global challenges where we all dealt with. When I say meaning other countries as well as dealt with since the pandemic, there's a pandemic and there's Putin's war. So what the president was able to do, he took over some historic steps, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's watch this for ourselves.
You said the president was responsible for gas prices coming down. Is the president responsible for gas prices going up?
So it's a lot more nuance than that, right?
Sure.
You know this.
There
have been global challenges that we have dealt with. When I say all, meaning other countries as well have dealt with since the pandemic. There's been pandemic and there's been Putin's war. Putin's war has increase gas prices at the pump.
Oh my God, the Putin price hike. Oh, I totally forgot about that. It's not Joe Biden's fault.
Over the past several months. And what the president was able to do, he took some historic steps when you think about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. And making
So we released our emergency reserve of oil because of the fact that he didn't want to deal with the higher gas prices. He released our national emergency oil reserve which we're going to go through like this because it's only 1 million barrels of oil. That's nearly not enough for America. We use that, every single day or something. It doesn't even matter. We go through that like that. It's not going to make a difference at all. But he released all of our national emergency reserves so we can make the price go down a little bit.
That we were able to do everything that we can to bring that cost down for American families, give them a little bit more of a breathing room, and we saw that. But
we saw little breathing room. I mean, it still was not at the part that it was under Trump. It was under Trump. Gas was $2.15 where I lived. Now, it's $3.40, $3.30. Like it's $1 more. And during like I would say a couple months ago, $5 per gallon. Disgusting.
That every day this summer, saving American families over $1 per gallon, and so
saving. So the gas prices actually went up under your administration. You bring them down a little bit, and now you're counting it saving. They were at record highs, and then you brought it down from $5 to $4, and now you're saying that you saved $1 per gallon of gas. How is that saving? How is that saving? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm moving on. Karine Jean-Pierre, you're stupid. You're just as stupid as Jen Psaki and her circle back agenda. So let's talk about this next story. Matt Walsh tells students the simple way to win on the radical gender theory. So let's see. So Matt Walsh told a rabid crowd of Washington, D.C. college students Tuesday night, the battle against gender ideology theory will be won by brave people asking simple questions, aka what is a woman? I love Matt Walsh. The Daily Wire podcast host spoke at Catholic University in the first appearance of a tour promoting his groundbreaking documentary, What is a Woman? Although critics had earlier sought to cancel or at least disrupt the event, the hour-long speech and Q&A session went off without a hitch before a packed house and prompted sponsor Young America's Foundation to scramble to bring in extra chairs. We can win because the other side can be crushed under the weight of simple questions, Walsh said, citing his experience in making What is a Woman? So, he recounted how the very question that served the documentary's title, as well as other seemingly simple queries, left professors, doctors, and other radical gender theory advocates flummoxed. They're just very confused. All we have to do is stand up, look this thing directly in the face, and ask it questions. Serve it a healthy dose of skepticism, force it to explain itself. It has to explain itself. The burden of proof is on it. The person who comes providing or promoting gender ideology, they have to explain themselves. So, forcing gender ideology and gender theory prominence to defend often ludicrous positions instead of going on the defense is key, he said. They're always wanting to flip it around, said Walsh, who spoke for just over 20 minutes before taking questions. They say, what do you mean men can't have babies? Explain that. No, he continued. I don't need to explain that. I am in an alignment with the entire history of the human race. You come along 15 seconds ago and said, nobody's ever lived this wrong about this. Well, you know that. You need to explain that. So, simple queries reveal the absurdity of the gender theorist's positions, he said, citing question he proposed while making the film. So just like how he asked somebody, what is a woman? Somebody said that they can't say that because they're not a woman. They don't know what a woman is. Then he said, what is a cat? Are you a cat? Can you explain what a cat is? And then the person walked away and regretted their decision of even talking to him in the first place. It's just disgusting. People. You need to listen here. When you find out the real ideology of exactly why they want to transgenderify everybody, it's just horrible. We went over this before and we will go over it again. It's because of the fact that they want these people to go through therapy now. They need to go through therapy now because of the fact that if they think about it, they will change their mind. And if they give it a lot of thought, they will not go through with this. So moving on. Elon Musk says he wants to buy Twitter again and will pay $44 billion price. So Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter again in Twitter's game. The billionaire Tesla CEO has proposed to buy Twitter to buy the company at the originally agreed upon price of $44 billion, bringing the tremendous month-long saga yet another step closer to conclusion. Musk made up the surprising turnaround not on Twitter, but and it has been custom, but in a letter to the company disclosed in a filing Tuesday in the United States Secretary Exchange Committee or Commission. It came less than 2 weeks before the trial between the two parties over Musk's attempts to back out of the deal in a scheduled to start in Delaware. Musk also faced a scheduled deposition by attorneys of Twitter starting Thursday. In response, Twitter said it intends to close a transaction rate of $54.20 per share after receiving the letter from Musk, but the company stopped short by saying that it's dropping its lawsuit against the billionaire CEO. Experts said that it makes sense given the circumstances, relationship, and the lack of trust between the two parties. I don't think that Twitter will give up its trial date on Musk's word. It's going to need a little more certainty about closing, said Andrew Jennings, professor at Brockton Law School, noting that the company may also be worried about Musk's proposal being a delay tactic. After all, he's already tried to unsuccessfully postpone that trial twice. So Elon Musk does not want to buy Twitter anymore because of the simple fact that 33% of Twitter users are fake. I mean, it's not real users. So this actually devalues the value of Twitter. I mean, it devalues the value, to put it in response. But let's move on to the next segment, which is the drama section.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket.
Okay, so moving right in, Kanye West and Candace Owens wear White Lives Matter shirts, and now the internet is in shambles. Kanye West soaked controversy while a catwalk event in Paris Fashion Week with the t-shirt with the slogan White Lives Matter. He invited right-wing commentator Candace Owens as a guest on the fashion show, with a pair posing for pictures with the slogan. I mean, I can kind of see where people are manipulated into thinking that this is a bad thing. So, I mean, I can see both sides. The event was part of the Yeezy Season 9 show in Paris and comes after the billionaire rapper was seen in bruises in a bloody lip. So the t-shirt featured a photo of Pope John Paul II on the front and was worn by the models on the catwalk, including Slay Marley, who is a singer, Lauryn Hill's daughter, and Bob Marley's granddaughter. Yee, which is Kanye West's nickname, has since responded to the backlash after his show got White Lives Matter trending on social media. So a lot of these people have a lot of comments that they say that it's disgusting, irresponsible, blah 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 blah. You're just stupid. It's just dumb. Like, they can wear whatever they want. If they want to, they can. I mean, Candace Owens really puts up a really, really good argument on why she actually did this. If you do want to go see it, then you can. It's one of her newest podcasts. But at the same exact time, Candace Owens says that we need to put a White Lives Matter shirt on Lizzo. So, because they only care about anything when, quote, White Lives Matter shirts are on it. So if they put a White Lives Matter shirt on Lizzo, then they're going to show that Lizzo is actually fat. Like, it's just what she's saying. I can kind of see. I mean, I can kind of agree. I can kind of see where they're coming from, because they're not going to pay attention to anything unless they're wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. I mean, I can kind of agree with that. I mean, nobody's talking about this. The only reason why they're actually talking about this is because of the fact that they're wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. But moving on, we're going to be responding to some comments that were under my video, reacting to Unholy by Sam Smith. If you do want to see that, again, that's going to be in the comments down below. Moving on to the next segment.
I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness.
Okay, so moving into the last segment of this show, we are actually going to be talking about the investment news. So in investment news, we have OPEC rebuked by United States after cutting output to keep prices high. So the fact that this company literally cut oil production by 2 million is now going to cause gas prices to go even higher than they actually are. It's just truly disgusting. I do not stand with OPEC's decision to cut 2 million barrels of oil, and CNN is over here saying that it's fake news and propaganda. How is that fake news and propaganda if OPEC themselves made this statement? It just does not make any sense. So, moving on. The American UV boom is about to begin. Does the United States have the power to charge it? No, it does not. Because we can see in California, we can see in other states that have the, quote, green energies, we can see that Gavin Newsom in California actually told people to not charge their EVs because of the fact that the grid does not have enough electricity to it. The grid does not have enough electricity on it to provide these people power for their ACs and their EVs. So, what do? Shut off the grid completely. It's just disgusting. So, moving on. Why the interest rates are rising everywhere except your savings account. Of course, we need a membership to see this, but it's just disgusting. Mortgage rates has doubled this year to nearly 7%, and it has become more expensive to get a loan or carry credit card balance. Yet the interest on your savings account has barely budged. In March 2020, the average annual yield for a savings account was 0.1, according to Bankrate, and it fell during the pandemic to a low of 0.06 after Americans' personal savings rate weakened to about 0.14. So it actually went up a little bit. So I don't know why they said it's weakened. But I really can't see this because, of course, I need to be a subscriber. But this is just truly disgusting. I mean, yeah, it's very devastating when the mortgage rates increase. But also, we have to remember during the fact of COVID, quote COVID, we were actually having the lowest interest rates ever. We were having the lowest interest rates, and it was very, very easy for people to get a loan for their house. So because of the fact that it was so easy for people to get loans for the house, houses actually increased in value. But now houses are going to start steadily coming down because of the fact that it's making the interest rates are higher, and that's making everybody get lesser and lesser money because more people need to pay more debt. That makes the fact of every single month you have to pay the balance of your mortgage. So the mortgage rate that you have to pay is depending on the interest rate. And then the higher the interest rate, the less money you can actually get from the bank because of the fact that more and more of that money is actually going towards the interest rate. I mean, that breaking it down, that's exactly what it is. Hey, Lily, Winston, my dogs are over here fighting because my sister wants to let the dogs into the studio, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to sum it up for this week. I hope that you enjoyed this week. I hope that you enjoyed this show this week. And at the end of the day, I hope that everybody realizes that when you comment on my channel, if you comment on any of my other channels owned by Orijo Studios, I will react to your comments, yes. But at the end of the day, I have my opinions, you have your opinions. Nobody's going to change your opinions merely because of the fact that you disliked the video or you commented on the video. I will leave you guys with that. And at the end of the day, thank you all for watching, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Hey, were you really going to click off this video before leaving a like and subscribing down below? Wow, so rude.